we are in the vehicle that I originally installed the very first Blackvue 900S here. Again, that's a 4K dash cam for the front, and then it's also attached to the rear, which is a 1080p. This one that you see here is going to be the new dash cam from Blackvue, the 900X, that is supposed to be superior in terms of image quality and ease of use. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to put both of them together, do a drive, and then share with you guys comparisons of the video to let you see if there is any significant difference between the S as well as the X that we have here. Now, before I show you guys some footage, let's go ahead and kind of discuss with you some of the features that Blackvue has improved upon with the 900X. Now, this one here, the first thing I will tell you, if you have a 900S to begin with and you are looking to switch over to the 900X, you simply cannot swap out the wiring. The wiring for the 900X is different. I believe it requires more power, because when I simply tried to swap the unit with the same plug, it just did not work. And Blackvue verified that you do need to use the original X cable as opposed to the S. Also, you want to make sure that you've got the appropriate SD card in there, because if you do not, it will tell you that there is a model error. So make sure that you do have the correct SD card in there. The other thing that I wanted to share with you that is a major improvement is the X series allows you to have LTE with the connecting module that Blackvue suggests that you put it in the upper right corner, which is going to be right over here. But they give you a substantial amount of wiring, and I believe that you can probably mount this possibly somewhere in the dash, maybe in the glove compartment, because this is actually an LTE cell box here, if you will, that gives this dash cam 24/7 access to cloud coverage as long as you have a active LTE plan. So that was that there. I do have it hooked up to the very back camera, and the other big improvement that Blackvue had expressed was the ease of connection to the new dash cam. Now, old dash cams, you had to Wi-Fi in, you had to essentially type in the ID as well as the password, and if you didn't have it handy, that definitely was a challenge. Now, hopefully you guys can see, but let's go ahead and we're gonna pair up with the dash cam. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit the X here, or the plus. It's going to search for it. It has the camera here. I will tap on the camera, and I apologize, I don't have an app that allows me to screen capture. This one here just tells you to put your hand in front of the proximity sensor. So what I'll do is I'll put it up in front of the proximity sensor. You'll hear just a beep. There was the beep, and now the camera is actually connected to the Blackvue app. So huge improvement. I applaud Blackvue for making those improvements. So I'm gonna go ahead and just hit OK. And from here, you can go to many different things within the app itself. What I like to do is I just like to show you guys just some of the basic features, which is going to be the front and the rear, and it's just essentially connecting itself right now. I'm going to hit the live view, there is the view from my front camera. I'm going to hit the rear. There is the view from the rear camera. So all in all, the app improvements I really like because it's much faster than it was before. I love the fact how quickly you can connect to the camera and get to the settings and all the other things that you can do. The other main thing that I wanted to express to you guys about the improvement of the X over the S, it has built-in parking mode that senses your battery's voltage. So you can hardwire this camera into your vehicle. You can set it to turn off at a certain voltage to protect your camera, or I'm sorry, protect your battery from completely discharging. In the past, if cameras did not have a protection feature like that, what it would do, it would just completely drain your battery. Yes, you have long-term coverage, but what's the point if you were to come out and your battery's completely drained because your dash cam killed your battery? So that's a really nice feature. The S model did not have that in the app, and I actually run the battery pack that supplies more power to it without touching the car's battery. You can also attach the battery pack to the X series if you would like. So without further ado, what we'll go ahead and do now is we're going to essentially go for a drive, show you guys some video coverage. I'll share with you how it looks and then give you my final impressions. Here you have video coverage of the DR900S, which is again the 4K recording front, and as you can tell, you have plenty of light. Color looks good, the sky looks blue, ground looks good, and overall the picture quality is pretty good. Again, you've got good rendition of color. Let's go through the tunnel here, and you can see it's dark and then it's very bright. Looking at the speed signs coming up, overall pretty good picture quality for the 4K setup. Now we have switched coverage to the rear camera, which is a 1080p, and you can tell immediately the quality of the 1080p is no comparison to the 4K. However, light still looks good, the sky looks blue, the images of the vehicles look pretty clean, and overall for a 10K, or I'm sorry, for a 1080p setup in the back, it looks pretty good. Now you have switched over to the 900X Plus, and you can immediately see the difference in image quality. Look at how much more saturated the sky is. That orange truck that we just passed is very orange. The building looks good. Again, image quality is far superior in this 4K setup of the Blackvue 900X Plus. Moving on to the on-ramp here, the ground looks very clear, and once again the sky looks very saturated. We're moving on to the 1080p of the 900X Plus setup. This one is supposed to be the same 1080p, but as you can tell, image quality again looks very comparable to the other 1080p camera that we had in the 900S. Again, that building looks good. Blacks look good. We're gonna go ahead and move back into the light. The sky looks good. Overall, very good for a 1080p. Here's a comparison between the two. Those arrows will show you the differences between the two. Here you'll see that the road looks better on the X camera. Moving to this picture here, there's a lot of noise on the X, but it does capture more light than the S. With this one, there's going to be better details, as you can see on the road and the crosswalk. And then this one here, you can see that the Walmart sign is more visible. In this image, you can definitely see the orange truck more easily. And in this final image, you'll see that the S is very blurred out. Now that I've had a chance to show you guys the video coverage of the S series compared to the X Plus, what do you guys think is going to be the better dash cam for you? Is it going to be the S or the X series plus dash cam? In my opinion, and after reviewing about 30 minutes of video coverage, I believe that the X Plus is going to provide better image quality for you guys. Is the difference between the two going to be a huge night and day difference? In all honesty, I don't think it's a huge difference, but there is a noticeable difference. You guys do have to understand, you're comparing two true 4K cameras and not like a 1080 compared to a 4K, where the difference would be vastly different. But again, comparing both of the cameras and what I had a chance to take a look at under careful scrutinizing it and pixel peeping, I did determine that the X Plus is going to provide you better image quality. Now, that alone isn't going to be the biggest selling point of the new Blackvue Dashcam. What I really like about the X Plus is the capability for you to actually connect to the Bluetooth so easily. With the S series and the majority of the other Blackvue dash cams that I have tested, what you have to do is you have to have the username and the password readily available and able to punch it in to your phone or whatever device you're trying to connect to the camera. So that is a little more cumbersome, where the new X Plus, you have that seamless connection where, again, you're just kind of waving your hand in front of that proximity sensor and bam, it connects. Makes the user experience much easier. One other big improvement with the X Plus is the capability to connect it to the portable hotspot that Blackvue does provide, or I'm sorry, not provide, but has an option that you can buy to connect other X cameras to it as well. Unfortunately, I did not have a chance to test that, because when you do set up your user account with Blackvue with cloud coverage, they allow one camera to be associated with your account. If you wanted to do two, you do have to pay a monthly fee for the second one. And unfortunately, I didn't want to remove one of my dash cams off and then I have to connect to this one just to test the LTE coverage. But just from my experience using my other dash cam from Blackvue that does have the cloud coverage and LTE service on it, it is amazing. It allows you to check in on your vehicle wherever you're at or wherever your vehicle is at, as long as you have power connected to the dash cam. So that is truly a game changer. The other item I forgot to mention is also the fact that the new X Plus does have the capability to hardwire into your car, which is nothing new, but again, the new thing is that it does have a true parking mode voltage sensor on your battery, so that it will cut off when it detects a predefined voltage, so that you can save your car's battery. I didn't test that feature. Again, both of my vehicles have a backup battery that I connect to that provides me up to 16 hours of constant video coverage. But again, with that voltage detector, it is a very nice feature to have, and it truly saves your battery's power. Now, if you guys have any questions or concerns about Blackvue's new 900X Plus dash cam, feel free to post up your concerns or questions. I'll do my best to answer them for you. Again, I will state that in my opinion, I do think the new 900X Plus is the better image quality camera compared to the older 900S, simply because of better saturation. You've got much better details in some of the images or video coverage that I was able to really pixel peep into. Now, hopefully I have provided enough information for you guys to make an educated decision on whether this new camera is going to be the one for you. As usual, automotive fanatics, thank you so much for watching another video of mine. This is going to be Peter, your automotive fanatic, signing off until the very next time, my friends.